Congratulations on purchasing a Laurastar S Pure ironing system. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up, use, maintain, fold and put away. Okay, so quickly and easily you can get yourself started ironing at home. So the first thing you have to do is install the filter granules. So the water bottle comes with an insert and you get a pack of granules. Cut the edge off. Install the granules in the compartment and then seal that. Now this is designed to filter heavy calcium from the water so you don't damage your iron over time. So that's what I call an insurance policy. So put the granules in there, put the lid on nice and tight. There's also a separate video about this online so you can have a look at that. Put the granules in there, sit it inside the water tank, the water bottle, fill that with water, and the granules will eventually get wet and take the water right through, and that's as far as you want to go, okay? So that we've got one already prepared on the machine, so that's the first thing you need to do. Second thing you need to do is take all the packaging off, of course, install the cord minder. Cord minder should be installed with the right angle bit facing towards the board, okay? Remove all the cardboard packaging, remove the cover from the plastic bag, and it's an elasticized cover, so all you need to do is put the square side on the end and then pull it toward the square end and then pull it towards the pointy end, okay? Now that'll hold in place and then you can iron it flat once you've got the iron fired up. We're going to turn that on now. Turn the power on. As soon as you turn that on, you will hear a vibrating sound. It will take the water in for about 2 or 3 minutes. Now we're going to show you what the lights mean on the boiler. So once you've turned it on, it will suck in all the water that it needs, and then once it's ready in 3 minutes time, the green light will come on. So green means it's ready to go. This light here means it needs water, or you've taken the water tank off, and this button here controls the fan strength. So you've got low speed, high speed, okay, and then there's your power button, so that turns everything off. So really you've only got 2 settings to play with here. You've got your power button and you've got your fan speed, all right? That'll heat up in 3 minutes. Green is good, red means it needs water. So you've either taken the water bottle off. So just to show you, we installed the granules before, as you probably saw. They're installed, you fill the water up to about halfway and you'll hear a pumping sound when it takes the water in. So we'll put that back on there. So that's beeping now telling me I can't use it. It won't work because there's no water in the machine. So sit that on there and in a second that'll recognise the water's back. Green light means ready to go. Full speed fan is what we recommend, okay? So once the green light is on, you're ready for the full power steam. psi double heated steam. Now we want to iron the cover flat first, so change it from blowing to suction. Remember this has an active board. I'm going to explain the active board to you. In suction mode, I'm going to iron the cover flat so it sits nice and flat on the board. I'm using plenty of steam because I've got plenty. 50 psi double heated steam, okay? Now that's done and ready to be used, okay? So you've probably installed the cord minder, ready to go. Make sure the cord minder is installed correctly. This way, the right angle facing out towards the board, okay? And the cord minder goes in upwards and it faces the same way that you iron. Your temperature dial on the iron, set it, forget it. You got your 2 dots, you got your 3 dots. You no longer need to change that anymore. It's only for commercial reasons you may need to, but you've got a Teflon shoe included, which will do your delicates and protect anything from scorching. So we'll put that back here because we don't need it just yet. But let me explain the fan. Come in closer and you'll see underneath we have what we call an active board. So it either puffs up the garment or sucks the garment down, depending on which way I press the button. So one press, blowing feature, another press, it changes to suction feature, okay? Now the active board is like another pair of hands. It helps you iron materials quicker and easier than a static board. So Laurastar pretty much invented the active board, so they are the experts in this area. So let me put the cover back over the fan, I should say. You'll notice, see the cover's got a lining? Okay, halfway. So you've got the white lining You've got all the way down to about 3/4 of the board, and then you've got the standard 8mm foam here. That's to make the fan work more effectively. Okay, it sits over the fan and allows it to lift and suck, go up and down as required. So I'll put that back on, and now we're ready to iron. Okay, 50 psi, double heated steam. Now, press the button, cushion, press the button again, suction feature. Let me show you when you would use those. Okay. So with all Laurastars, you can do vertical ironing. So you've got a suit jacket or a silk blouse or anything that's quite a light material, put it on a coat hanger. I've only done half. Have a look at that. To remove the creases quickly and easily. All right. Now, if you want to go one step further and iron that on the board, we recommend you can. So put it on the board. And then this is where the active board kicks in, where you use the blowing feature to prevent unwanted creases. So because this is a double-sided garment, you don't want a crease on the other side. So activate the blowing feature and iron this on a cushion of air. So what you're doing on one side is coming through on the other side. Have a look at this. I've only ironed that bit there, and you'll see the lining is done as well. So I've done the cloth side and the lining side in one pass, okay? That's the advantages of the active board. I'm going to show you another example on a pair of trousers. So when you're ironing on a cushion of air, it prevents unwanted creases. So you get that cushioning effect, and what you do on one side comes through on the other side. This is why we've got the active board. So on a pair of trousers, a good example. Okay, so a pair of trousers, dark material. Oops, I should be using the Teflon shoe, because you don't want it to shine. So attach the Teflon shoe. It's very simple. You've got a little spring at the back. Nose in first, pull the spring back, and that just sits there and holds into place. Now to iron a pair of trousers, dark material, it's very difficult because what you're doing on this side sometimes won't come through on the other side, or you're putting in an unwanted crease on the other side. So activate the blowing feature, puffs up the garment, it stretches it for you. As the material is being stretched, I can iron this quick and easy without having to worry about what's happening on the other side. Now, I'll show you what I mean. I'm just doing the seam. Oops. Now the other side is done as well. Okay, so the blowing feature has allowed me to do the other side without putting in an unwanted crease. Now that I want to finish off the garment and put in a crease, I change it to suction. Suction means it's holding the garment onto the board for me. So as it's holding the garment on the board, I can actually get a sharper crease. Up with steam. I just use a little bit of steam on the way up, and back dry. Now what you'll find that does, it gives me a sharp crease and no unwanted creases on the other side. So that's finished, okay? Now, what about the rest of the pants? So I'll show you on the pocket area. This is where a lot of people complain about getting the shiny pressure mark or the seam mark. So what would we do here? If we use suction, it's going to put pressure on the garment. So we'll change it to blowing. This is a reverse button. It changes the direction. So if you left it in suction, it'll stay in suction when you next pick it up. If you left it in blowing, it'll go into stay in blowing. To change the direction, press that button. High pressure steam, ironing on a cushion of air, and you can iron this hundreds of times. No pressure mark, no seam mark, okay? So it's quick and easy to do your trousers at home without making them shine, okay? So that's the advantages of the active board, blowing and suction, okay? I'll show you on a few other garments as well. Let's say you're doing a pair of jeans, okay? A pair of jeans normally requires quite a bit of elbow grease, all right? With the Laurastar, you don't have to worry about that. Now, I don't need the Teflon shoe anymore because cotton, linen, denim can handle the heat. Polyester, nylons, dark material can't handle the heat. Okay, so you would put this on. Whenever you're not certain, this is your insurance policy, okay? It reduces the temperature, prevents any scorching or burning. Now with the jeans, if we use the blowing feature, it'll puff the garment up, and that's not what we want because we want to go through multiple layers. So on a pair of jeans, use the suction feature. Up with steam, back dry. Up with steam, back dry. So quick and easy, let the steam do the work, not your elbow. Okay, so with a common iron, you have to do all the work. You have to do all the pushing. But with Laurastar, the steam does all the work for you. Okay? Now what you'll notice is, I've done one side, but it's gone through to the other side. So you don't have to worry about flipping it over and doing the other side, all right? So it's quick and easy, and you get a professional result at home. And you can control the circumstances of how you do your ironing. The shirt, the cotton shirt or the business shirt, whatever it may be, can be a bit of a challenge. All right, so with Laurastar, we can show you how to iron a cotton shirt in a couple of minutes. So to do the back of the shirt, we would use the blowing feature because we don't want any creases. So puff the garment up with steam, back dry. And the fan also acts as a drying mechanism. It dries any excess moisture that there may be in the garment. So the back of the shirt, you would use the blowing feature. The front of the shirt, if you use the blowing feature here, it's going to blow it off the board. So change it to suction, so it's holding it in place for you so you can do the ironing quick and easy. I only use the steam as I required to remove the creases. I don't use the steam all the time because I want to dry the fabric. All right, the buttons, I'll show you a little trick. Don't waste your time going in and out of the buttons. Put it in backwards, put it down on the board backwards, and then you can just go over it quick and easy. It will push into the cover. You've done the buttons without any damage. You haven't had to slay them in and out, okay? Now we're going to show you how to do the sleeve on the shirt. So set the garment on the board, give yourself a bit of a head start, and spray steam up the sleeve. And that will allow you to separate the layers, so multiple layers. If you separate them effectively, you won't have to iron both sides. So up with steam, back dry. Now I'm using suction because I want the garment to be held onto the board for me, and so I can put in a sharper crease. Have a look at that. I've done both sides. Look at that crease. You know, professional finish, as good as the dry cleaners in your own home. Okay, so that's why you got a Laurastar. Now I want to show you a couple of other things. Show you the steam pressure of the Laurastar on a silk blouse. So let's say you've got something like this at home. It's very difficult to iron because you don't want to put unwanted creases in. So what you do, you set it flat on the board and use the steam pressure to inflate the garment, and that removes the creases at the same time. Can you see that? See how the 50 psi works? It relaxes the fibre and the creases just drop straight out. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can iron this surface without putting in unwanted creases. Now in suction mode, you're going to put in more creases than you take out. Change it to blowing mode, and it stretches the garment and prepares it for me to iron. Now the golden rule with the active board, when you don't want a crease, use the blowing feature. When you do want a crease, use the suction feature. Now you see how I've ironed that? Now what about the gathers area? This is what I'm going to do when I get to the gathers. Change to suction, lift it off the board, and then just spray the steam on the gathers to remove the creases vertically without having to iron it on the board. Okay, and the creases just drop straight out. All right, so use the steam pressure to do the work for you. So the golden rule when you're ironing with Laurastar, blowing feature when you don't want a crease, and you've got full control here at the touch of a button. So that's puffing up the garment. Press this button, that's sucking down the garment. You've got two buttons on the iron. You don't have to press both. So you can use your thumb, you can use your finger. Don't press both at the same time, it's not necessary, okay? Up with steam, back dry. Up with steam, back dry, okay? Now, when you've got your delicates, such as printed t-shirts, anything delicate, attach your Teflon shoe. Don't change the temperature. You've got 2 dots, 3 dots. You only need to use that if you're doing something really delicate and you want to have it lower for a little bit, for an extended period of time, you can put it there. And then you can have it a bit higher if you need to for interfacing or any dressmaking they may be doing. But in 98% of cases, you would leave it in the middle, set it and forget it. Attach the Teflon shoe, and that prevents anything from scorching, sticking or burning. Now let me find something delicate in here. I think we've got a printed t-shirt. Yep. We have. It's an ugly looking t-shirt, but that's all right. So you've got the transfers. This is where you've got an issue. So your transfers will stick. With the Teflon shoe on, you won't have any problems, okay? You can leave that on delicate garments. and you won't have to have any worry about what's happening, okay, that it's going to burn or scorch. So you can iron anything delicate, anything printed t-shirts, quick and easy, all right? You don't have to organise the fabric. So ironing with a Laurastar will make you a professional in your own home. You'll be able to cut your ironing time in half and get a professional result every time. Now that you've finished ironing, we're going to show you how to put it away, quick and easy. So put the cord minder down, leave the cord attached, turn the iron around the opposite way so that the steam pipe is facing away from you, and you can store it away hot. Put it inside the storage box and close the door. To fold the machine, you have to lift it to its highest setting, okay? So the settings are adjusted by the two handles. That's the lowest, so you only touch the levers when you're going down. When you're going up, you don't touch the levers. Only when you're going down do you touch the levers. So let go and pull it to where you want it. And you'll hear it click, 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 click. It goes up about 6 notches. That's the highest setting. So when you're ready to fold it, good idea to remove the water tank first, just in case it falls off. Turn off the power. Okay, disconnect it from the power source. Disconnect it from the power source. Just have the cable ready, so I'll show you where to put that. So when you're ready to fold it, remember, it's got to be its highest setting. You've got to tilt it this way. Watch how I do it. My right hand goes here, my left hand goes here, and what I'm doing is transferring the weight from the back legs to the front. Tilting it over, when it reaches a certain point, the board will want to collapse on its own because of the weight of the boiler, and that will collapse. Okay, and then you can push it into a corner where you want it to. Now the cord, this does not have a retractable power lead, this particular model, so wrap the cord around the handle and that'll be out of the way. Quick and easy, and there you go. So you can put this away hot. You've got the iron in its storage box safe so you can't get to it and burn yourself. You've removed the water. Tip out the water from the water bottle so it doesn't go smelly or mouldy unless you're using it all the time. And you can put it away and you have it ready for next time.